The Tennessee Titans select A.J. Brown, wide receiver.
American football fans love their wide receivers, and like some other positions of high importance, the competition for the best is very stiff. A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf are some of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And because they come from close backgrounds, the debate on who is better is often the topic of barbershop debates among fans. Back in high school, Metcalf from Oxford and Brown from Starkville were close. The two youngsters played against each other about 3 times, and it was Brown's team that came out on top twice. The two wide receivers were from rival schools, which made the competition even fiercer. And one can even say that it was this rivalry that forced them to improve. However, fortunately or unfortunately, the debate is still on, even in the NFL. As you can see, this debate has been on for a long time, and we think it's time we table out the qualities and achievements of both players and find out who is the better receiver in this video. However, before we go deep, ensure you leave a like on this video if you're a fan of either both A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. Also, if you'd like to join this month's giveaway of a brand new iPhone 12, then all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! Let me start from the fact that the two players joined forces in the Mississippi vs. Alabama match in the 2015 All-Star Game, and these two each hauled in 2 TDs apiece, then ended the day as co-MVPs. After the competition, Metcalf committed to Mississippi, but Brown was undecided. But Jalen Hurts was quite determined to get him in an Alabama jersey. A few days after that game, Metcalf texted Brown an invitation urging the wide receiver to join him at Mississippi State, and it was a done deal. This was a journey down memory lane as the two stars had spent some time as college teammates creating a power duo. But even their chemistry and history together could never wipe out the competition between the wide receivers. So now that we've pointed out their history together, let's get into the origins and the quality of these two remarkable players. Both wide receivers got drafted at the 2019 NFL Draft in the 2nd round. One notable fact that a lot of people don't know is that about 50 players were chosen ahead of Brown. Also, the league had another 8 wide receivers rated above Metcalf, so the two had a lot to prove coming into the big leagues. Let me say again that the two players are incredibly imposing physically. As expected, A.J. Brown is being compared to teammate Julio Jones, who is one very remarkable receiver as far as the NFL's history is concerned. When it comes to Metcalf, you really can't compare him to anyone in his team. Brown, the Titans' star receiver, was credited for 29.4% of his team's receiving yardage. The receptions he's recorded per game, along with the yards, averaged 5.0 and 76.8 yards respectively. The year before that, this star pulled in 11 touchdowns with a personal record catch of 73 yards. Brown also tallied 1,075 yards with an average of 15.4 yards per catch. Incredible, right? How about a caught pass percentage of 66%, earned by hauling in as much as 70 from a total of 106 passes that he received? I bet you can see that Brown is worth all the hype that he gets and more. As for Metcalf, he's credited with about 33.1% of the Seattle Seahawks' 3,941 total receiving yards last season. The man had 5.2 receptions a game, 10 through-the-air touchdowns, and holding an estimated 81.4 yards per contest receiving. Yes, he's definitely one of the best out there. Metcalf's longest catch that season went for 62 yards, and also he pulled incredible performances, hauling in 64.3% of the passes that were directed towards him. The youngster was ranked 20th in the league after snatching 83 balls for an estimated 15.7 yards per catch. Metcalf's maneuvers past his opponents like you rarely ever see in the history of the league when faced with man coverage. However, I should add that he's still getting the hang of how to beat zone coverages. Let's get back to Brown, who has 19 receiving touchdowns to his name and has gathered an estimated 70.9 yards a game. In his career, the youngster has recorded 4.1 catches for every contest. His longest career reception went for as much as 91 yards, with him snagging 64.2% of the balls that came his way. The Tennessee Titans receiver has caught 122 passes directed in his way, which translates to an average of 17.4 yards per reception. In 30 games of his career, he's snatched up about 2,126 yards in the air. For DK Metcalf's part, he has a catch percentage of 61.6% that he achieved by hauling in 141 of 229 passes that were directed to him. He has recorded a total of 2,203 yards, with an average of 15.6 yards for each reception. To cap it all off, Metcalf's yards per game is estimated at 68.8 yards. Whoa, that's a lot. As you may have expected, the two wide receivers push each other to do more and improve, which is one reason why the two have continued to improve. Talk about the advantages of healthy competition. These two are perfect examples. Both superstars balance each other, considering the fact that they bring different strengths to the table. As Metcalf stated one time in an interview, he was the weight room guy while Brown was the football guy. As stated by ESPN's research team on stats and information, A.J. Brown's 5 100-yard receiving games last season was ranked the second best amongst rookies in the Super Bowl era, though he shares that position with Odell Beckham Jr.'s record of 2014. Metcalf, on the other hand, posted 160 receiving yards in the match against the Philadelphia Eagles during last season's playoffs. According to Elias Sports Bureau data, that stat stands out as the most ever recorded by a rookie. For Brown, he wins at all stages of the football pitch as he continues to display his expansive route tree. This star is terrific in the screen game, deep ball, and middle-of-the-field routes, similar to Metcalf. The Titan receiver simply abuses man coverage, and that may very well be one of his greatest strengths. Yes, I might add that even with Jones as a teammate, AJ is entirely on the path to earning a spot on the list of the NFL's elite wide receivers. With that, it's not stupid to name Brown as a better wide receiver than Metcalf, at least for the time being. Nevertheless, pundits see those two players as having incredible careers in the long run. And frankly, they're both yet to scratch the NFL surface. I mean, basically, besides maybe Justin Jefferson, there isn't any other young wide receiver out there performing at the level of Brown and Metcalf. Well, that is how we end today's video. So what are your thoughts on A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf? Who do you think is better, and why do you think that person's the best? Do you think there's an attribute to either of their game that sets one apart from the other? Do you think either the Tennessee Titans or the Seattle Seahawks can easily replace either of these guys? Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit that notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next video and other videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe.